People always calling me names like paranoid and schizo, but I don't care. Every time I rent an Airbnb, I'ma always check it using my flawless methods. Because you just never know. And I'ma show y'all how to do this one right here. So basically all you need is some green Spanish leaves, just like this. And always give me some little seals and I just make sure I cut off all the stems just like that. That's perfect. That's perfect. Look at that. Wow, look at that. I always make sure I go through and I chop off all the big leaves just like this. You want to get all the stems in a pile just like that. And that's all of them right there. Basically all I do is I just go ahead and get me a plastic straw. And then you want to open it and extend it and stick all the stems down there just like this. You gotta shove it all in the hole just like this. That's perfect. That's perfect. Look at that. And sometimes they don't want to go, so I just use the tip of the scissors and I just shove it in there just like this. Look at that. Look at that. That's perfect. And I'm going to try to shove one more in there too just to see if I can get it. And this at its max, so I'm going to go ahead and clip it. And then you want to do the same thing on the other side just like this. And then I'm going to go ahead, take it and put it in place at the light switch in the master bathroom, just like this. And then you want to go ahead and get your clippers and make sure you cut against the grain, just like that. And always make sure I get in there clean, just like this. That's perfect. That's perfect. Then you want to make sure you use your finger to wipe off any residue that's on there. Just like this. And then you want to take your magic magnetic marker and make your dots as the reference points. Because you just never know. Why? So basically for this method, all you gotta do is just get your raspberry. And then you want to take it to the light switch and you want to put it right there in that hole and just put it all the way in there just like this. You want to make sure it's in there firm, just like that. And then you want to go ahead and get your clippers and you want to put it on open guard and you want to go against the grain. Then you want to make sure you hit the other side just like this. That's perfect. That's perfect. And then you want to make sure you hit the bottom and then you wipe off all the residue just like that. Look at that. And then you want to make sure you hit everything. You want to hit it nice and tight. Make sure you get everything just like this. Wow. Look at that. Look at that. That's perfect. And then you want to get your magic magnetic marker and make your dots as the reference points. Because you just never know. And this method flawless for real. I mean, just look at it. Wow. Wow. People always calling me paranoid and schizo. Just because I like to check the light switches at the Airbnbs. Well, you just never know. And basically all I do is make sure I got me some winter fresh bubble gum. And I just set it at the light switch and I put it in place just like this. Then I get my clippers and I make sure I hit all the sides. Just like that. That's perfect. That's perfect. Then you gotta make sure you hit the other side just like this. Look at that. Then you wanna make sure you hit the bottom too. You wanna make sure you check everything evenly. Then you wanna make sure you wipe off all the residual. Cause you just never know. I mean, just look at it. Wow, look at that. You want to make sure you hit it nice and tight right here on the top. Just like this. And go in a little extra closer. Then I get my marker and I make my dots as the reference points. Because you just never know. And this method flawless for real. I don't think nobody in regular motion can get past this. Wow. Call me paranoid or schizo on Kurt. But every time I rent an Airbnb, I always check the light switch in the bathroom. I just use a Band-Aid. Just put it up there just like this right here. That's perfect. That's perfect. Then I just take my clippers and I just make sure I hit the bottom just like this right here. And then I always make sure I wipe off all the residue. Then you want to hit the side of it just like that. And then you want to go to the other side and do the same thing just like this. Look at that. And then you want to make sure you hit the bottom just like this. You want to go against the grain. Then you go up just like this. That's perfect. That's perfect. Then you want to get your marker and add your dots as the reference points. Because you just never know. And this method flawless for real. I mean, just look at it. Wow. People always calling me paranoid and schizo. Just because I like to check the light switches at the Airbnbs using eggs. But you just never know. And this method flawless for real. Basically all you gotta do is just make sure as soon as you rent the Airbnb, you ask the host about the light switches. And then you Google up the nearest Walmart, you pick you up some large eggs. And then you wanna stop by the I wanna say the home and garden area and pick you up some clippers. Just like this. That's perfect. That's perfect. And then you want to make sure you get all the little debris out just like this when you hitting it. That's perfect right there. Look at that. And I always make sure I keep my egg in place right in the center of the light switch. You want to balance it just like that. And you want to make sure you hit all the sides just like this. Then you want to make sure you get your magic magnetic marker and make your dots as the reference points. Cause you just never know. And this method flawless for real. I mean, just look at it. I don't think nobody can get past this. Wow. Call me paranoid or schizo. I don't care. But every time I rent an Airbnb, I always check the toilets first. Cause you just never know. So basically all I do is just give me some blue magic heart grease. Then I just give me a Q-tip and put a little bit on it. Then I just put it right on the handle. And then I just get my magic magnetic marker and I add my dots as the reference points. Because you just never know. I mean, just look at it. Wow. And then I just give me a little bit of whey protein. And I just add a couple scoops and just drop it into the toilet just like this. And some tissue. That's perfect. Then I just go ahead and get me some bleach foam so it can look like pee-pee. Cause you just never know. I don't think nobody can get past this. Wow. Call me paranoid or schizo. I don't care. But every time I rent an Airbnb, I always check the toilets using my flawless methods. Cause you just never know. And I'm going to show y'all exactly how to do this method right here. So basically all you're going to need is a clear white bucket and some little bottle of Pepsi and some extra bubble gum mints. So basically all I do is I just take a couple pieces and I just go ahead and set them in here just like this. That's perfect. That's perfect. Oh man, that one got away from me. So basically all you want to do is put them in all the four corners. Then set one right in the center just like this. Then you want to go ahead and pour in your Pepsi just like that. That's perfect. And you can see all the bubbles all around the bubble gum. That's what you want. That's why it's important that you shake the Pepsi first. And you don't want to get your hands in there, so you want to use a straw or a spoon. And you want to kind of agitate it a little bit just to get it all over the place. And then next what you want to do is go ahead and get your little peanut. And then you want to break you another peanut and make a hat. And then get your magic magnetic marker and make your eyes and a face. And then you want to dip it all in the Pepsi just like that. And then you want to rub it on all the pieces of the gum. Just like this. That's perfect. And sometimes it'll fall in there, but that's okay. And you want to put his hat back on. And then I'm going to go ahead and take it just like this, and I'm going to go set it and put it in place right at the toilet. And then I'm going to take my magic magnetic marker and make my dots as the reference points. Because you just never know. And this method flawless for real. I mean, just look at it. People always calling me paranoid and schizo. But I don't care. First thing I do when I run an Air BnB is always bake a birthday cake. It's a chocolate one to be exact. I always just cut me a little slice and I set it at the door just like this right here. And then I take my magic magnetic marker and I make my dots as the reference points. Because you just never know. And this method flawless for real. I mean, just look at it. I always just get my finger and I wipe off some of that residue that's on there just like this. That's perfect. That's perfect. Look at that. Wow, look at that. And then I always go over my dots one last time just like this.